Good evening, visitors. Welcome to the Australian War Memorial's last post ceremony. My name is Sandy Smith, and joining us today from the Australian Army is Warrant Officer Class 1 Joanne Davey. We warmly welcome the veterans who have served, those that are still serving, and the families that love and support them. The live stream of this ceremony is made possible by the Returned and Services League of Australia and the RSL and Services Clubs Association. We welcome members who are watching the broadcast of this ceremony across Australia. During this evening's ceremony, wreaths will be laid at the base of the Pool of Reflection by visitors to the memorial. If you are able, please stand and join in singing the National Anthem.
Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are one and free. We've golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is God by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty, rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains, then let us sing, advance Australia fair.
The Australian War Memorial was the vision of Charles Bean, Australia's First World War official historian. Bean landed with the Australian troops on Gallipoli and stayed with them at the front through to the end of the war. The idea of this national memorial and museum came to him at Pozières, France, in the depths of the bloody fighting of 1916. Bean's idea was that this would be a place where friends and family could mourn loved ones buried in faraway places. It would also be a place that could help all Australians understand what these men and women had endured and what they had done for us. Bean's vision, to which we remain true, is best expressed as inscribed in the entrance to the memorial's galleries. Here is their spirit, in the heart of the land they loved, and here we guard the record which they themselves made. Tonight we will read the story behind just one of those on the Roll of Honour, which lists the names of more than 103,000 men and women who have given their lives for us in war and on operations for more than a century. But first we present a lament. Flowers of the forest. Wreaths or floral tributes will now be laid at the base of the Pool of Reflection.
Today we remember and pay tribute to Sapper Christian Gotthilf Falkenberg. Christian Falkenberg was born in Nuriupta, South Australia on the 5th of April 1908, the son of Julius and Emma Falkenberg. Known as Jack, his mother died when he was 3 years old. His father remarried and the Falkenberg family continued to grow as Jack gained half-brothers and half-sisters. Falkenberg was working as a farmer when he enlisted in the militia on the 6th of May 1941. In September 1942, he was called up for full-time duty. There were some concerns about his health, but he was medically assessed as being fit to carry out certain duties which required only restricted medical fitness. In January 1943, Falkenberg joined a training battalion and headed to Sandy Creek in South Australia. He was trade tested as a fitter in November 1943 and went on to work as a mechanical and maintenance fitter with the Royal Australian Engineers, making his way to the Northern Territory. In August 1944, Falkenberg transferred to the 23rd Australian Maintenance Platoon. This unit consisted of men with a range of mechanical and engineering trade skills who maintained equipment at military camps and bases. Sapper Falkenberg began working as an electrical wireman in Alice Springs. In December 1944, he was evacuated to hospital with an upper respiratory tract infection, but soon rejoined his unit. In late August 1945, Falkenberg and his unit moved to camp at Bonegilla in northeast Victoria. Later that year, on the 28th of September, Falkenberg was a passenger in a truck that overturned on the nearby Yakadanda Road. Crushed by the overturned vehicle, he died of compression asphyxia. A court of inquiry later found that the accident was not the result of misconduct, neglect, or carelessness. Christian Falkenberg was buried in Albury War Cemetery in New South Wales. He was 37 years old. His name is listed on the Roll of Honour on my left amongst almost 40,000 Australians who died while serving in the Second World War. His photograph is displayed today beside the pool of reflection. This is but one of the many stories of service and sacrifice told here at the Australian War Memorial. We now remember Sapper Christian Gotthilf Falkenberg, who gave his life for us, for our freedoms, and in the hope of a better world.
Please stand for the reading of the ode and the sounding of the last post.
They shall grow not old as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them. Lest we forget.
leave you this evening with the words of the memorial's founder, Charles Bean. Many a man lying out there at Poziere or in the low scrub at Gallipoli with his poor, tired senses barely working through the fever of his brain has thought in his last moments, well, it's over. But in Australia, they will be proud of this. Ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, that concludes the last post ceremony. On behalf of the director, staff and volunteers, thank you for visiting the Australian War Memorial today and for your continued support during the memorial's development project. We wish you all a very pleasant evening. Thank you.